Hey everyone, this is Nicole Wolfe from Canadian Beats, and I'm joined on the phone with Corey LeRue from Halifax based EDM band Neon Dreams. Thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us today, Corey.
No problem, Nicole. It's good to chat with you.
Yeah, that's awesome. We've been good friends with Neon Dreams and covered what you guys have been up to from day one. But there's been some really awesome stuff happening in your band as of late, and we're so excited to share your success stories with our fans and with your fans right now. So thank you so much. It's awesome that we get this chance to connect. Now, before we get into our interview, I just wanted to share a little bit of background about your band for our listeners who may not know you. As I mentioned, you do have quite a success story. Now, you had a EP released in 2016 called To You, and it has received over 5 million streams on Spotify and has sold over 7,000 units in Canada. Now, that's pretty awesome considering the fact that you are a fully independent band from the East Coast, which is not always the easiest area to get recognition. You're definitely not in Toronto or Vancouver where there's more traffic and whatnot, but you've definitely caught the attention domestically and internationally, from labels alike. So your future is definitely bright, and you're definitely catching wind of that. Last year, you had a single, Marching Bands, with Cardinal Official that reached number 15 on Canadian Top 40. And Valentine's Day, you released a second single, Find a Way. So we definitely want to talk about that and see how that's going. But our real reason for this interview tonight is to talk about the Junos. And, more to come on that in a little bit. So, first off, in 2016, your band entered a contest called the Allan Slaight Juno Masterclass program. Just explain for our listeners, before we get into the results of that, explain for our listeners what this contest is.
Well, the Juno Masterclass is kind of a program. It's a true artist development program that's put on by the Junos and Cars organization. And pretty much what they're doing is they kind of put their ears to the ground and they try to see who's really on the up and coming, on the come up, if you will. And bands that are from all different places across the country apply for it. It's juried by a super jury of some really great Canadian Juno Award winning artists, and they kind of put together a full week of development. And
Mm-hmm.
pretty much what that means is every aspect of your business, from the musical side to the booking side, the manager side, they pretty much break down a lot of parts and pretty much try to open your eyes to all the elements and just get your machine fine-tuned and working.
Mm-hmm.
And that's half of what the masterclass does. Now, so you have hundreds of bands apply for this, and they break it down into a top 10, and they announce a top 3, and we were one of the very blessed 3 to win that this year, and along with the Lytics, which are from Winnipeg, and Youngbloods from west of Vancouver.
Well, congratulations. That is such a huge honor, when you consider how many bands across the country and who are all worthy in their own right, to be one of those top 3 selected, means obviously that they saw potential in you. You obviously have the it factor that, they want to see, so you can kind of jump that middle ground from beginning band and get yourself right up to that Juno level. So congratulations on that. Now,
Yeah, no, thank you.
you said that there was like it's there's an artist development program part of it. Have you done that part of the
Yes.
that already? That was in Toronto.
So that was in Toronto, and that happened in October.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
so it was a very crazy week. We got to go in the studio with some wicked artists. We were in the studio with lights and work with just have her kind of critique your songs and work with the producer Gavin Brown. We did a bunch of behind the scenes stuff at Coalition Music and Canada's Music Incubator in Toronto.
mm-hmm.
And it was a really, really big week. We went to Facebook headquarters and Twitter headquarters. And
Wow.
we did it all. And of course, we went and saw all the great people at Slaight Music
Mm-hmm.
in Toronto as well. And
Mm-hmm.
they're a big part of the reason why all this happened. So
Absolutely. They are they're amazing. They're an amazing support for Canadian musicians across the board, and what would we do without them, for sure. The Slaight
right.
family, for sure. And the second half of that then is coming up at the actual Juno Awards, and
Yeah.
the week leading up to the Juno Awards in April. So what's happening with that?
Well, pretty much is that we get to all access pass, I guess, if
Mm-hmm.
you will, to the Junos, which means that we'll be going to Ottawa at the end of March.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be taking the Juno Express train from Toronto to Ottawa with all industry party and industry people. We get a slot to play at Juno Fest, so we'll be playing it. You know, surrounding the weekend, we'll be at the gala dinner, we'll be at the awards gala, kind of really just enjoying the whole experience of the Junos, which is very exciting.
Mm-hmm.
You know what the Junos are. Everybody in Canada knows what the Junos are and the Juno Awards. So growing up, even necessarily before you decide that you want to do music, you kind of know what that organization is.
Mm-hmm.
So to be a part of the main event and just kind of go and experience it and have a really good reason to be there, it's going to be very exciting.
It's got to be a real bucket list item for your band, I'm sure.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. That's amazing. And is there any performances you get to do while you're there?
Yep. We have a slot at Juno Fest, so a part of the weekend we will be playing, part of the festival, which will be really fun.
That's great. Now, what are you doing to prepare for your big adventure down to the Junos?
I don't know if it's necessarily prepared. It's just I think that we're, obviously excited. Maybe some new clothes, just so we're looking cool. And performance-wise, making sure that's on point. But just kind of going open-minded, staying who we are, going in and kind of just seeing and telling our story to people, and just trying to connect with as much people as possible. I guess that's pretty much it for us.
That's a great game plan. I think that's, probably smart. You don't want to overthink it. And obviously, to get to this point, you've done the necessary preparations ahead of time, right? To even be considered for the masterclass program. So obviously you're there.
We feel good going into it, so we're excited.
That's fantastic. Now paint us a picture. What were you doing when you found out that you won? Or was there a ceremony involved with that?
Well, they had us, when you made the top 10, that was kind of announced online. You found that was cool. And then once you're in the top 10, they kind of said, be available at this time. And if you get a call, kind of thing, that you're in. And I remember sitting there, we were waiting on Skype, and all of us were hanging out at our place, and all of a sudden the Skype call came through, and we were like, oh, goodness. I remember we were super excited.
That's so great. That's so great. Now, as we mentioned, you just released a single, Find a Way, on February 14th, Valentine's Day. Have you had a chance to play this song at any of your shows?
Yeah.
And yes. What's the response to your song?
It's good. I think Find a Way is it's a nice little unique twist on a classic love story, and I think the lyrics resonate with a lot of people. The story of love, resonates across the board for everyone in any type of way. So I think it's an easy song to connect to.
Definitely. The lyric video is absolutely adorable. I've been listening to it all day in preparation for the interview. But yeah, it's catchy. When you think about EDM music, and I'm not necessarily someone that listens to EDM music on a regular basis, just because my job demands me to listen to, all music types across the board. Listening to it, I was like, this is something I could really get into. Like you don't necessarily have to be, an EDM listener to get into it, which is awesome.
And that's the biggest thing for us, is that we don't just listen to EDM. We're all big fans of multiple genres and pop music and songs that are, accessible and like globally accessible to everybody, that everybody can understand. And that's a big thing, is just, coming up with the story of the song. And I think if you have a good story within a song, it just really makes it a lot easier to put a fun catchy beat behind it,
For sure. It's a fantastic song, and I definitely see it being an anthem for the summer, for sure. It's great.
I'm hoping it feels good. It feels good the way it's coming out of the gate, so it feels good.
So if you are a fan listening out there of Neon Dreams, make sure you call your local radio station and get them to play that song.
Pressure on.
For sure. Now, what does the rest of 2017 look like for Neon Dreams?
2017 is the most exciting year yet, I think, for Neon Dreams. Just because we're always making new music, and I feel like our music has never been better. We have some really cool trips. We were in Toronto last week doing some cool writing. We did some writing with Nathaniel Mott, a guy from 303, and the guy Dave Thompson, and Mike Wise and Nathan Ferrero and stuff like that. We're going to LA next week. We're going next week we'll be in LA doing a great showcase down there for some labels, doing some co-writes, coming back, and then there's things happening out west that are currently about to be announced, and a lot of really really cool trips that are to be announced shortly. Of some really cool things. It's shaping up to be our best year yet, which is I think how it should go anyway.
That's fantastic. We look forward to hearing those announcements, and we'll definitely do what we can to help you promote them, get that information out to your fans.
Thank you very much.
No problem. Any plans for summer festivals at all?
Oh yeah, definitely. The summer is shaping up. Nothing I don't think I can really announce yet. But the summer is shaping up for some really, really cool gigs.
Awesome.
So yeah, a lot of great things in the works. I can promise you that.
That's great. Now, do you guys have a chance to attend a lot of concerts and shows as fans, or do you generally just go to the ones that you perform at?
No, we try to go to as many events as we can. We have even on the East Coast is where we all currently live. We all live in Halifax right now. But we went and saw the Arkells not too long ago, which was a great experience. They performed here in Halifax. And we always make it out to local shows, go to see our buds, Port Cities, or go to see some local DJs and go as underground as possible in like the EDM world. So we're kind of always out and around and experiencing music. And I find that's a great way to stay inspired. Absolutely.
And you're definitely, as you mentioned, multi-genre. You're not just hitting up one style of music for sure.
No, definitely not.
Now, what's your one must-have item on tour that you bring with you besides the gear, besides the obvious? Do you guys have anything that always makes it into a suitcase before you head out?
So besides like the laptop and headphones.
Yeah. Any superstitious items that need to go with you or anything like that?
I think we all, like most of us, always have a good book. We're pretty strong readers, so always a book.
That's great.
Always books kicking around. I think Frank has like a type one little stuffed character.
Aww.
That he has. It kind of is just like his character that travels the world with him, which is really cool.
That is neat.
So we all kind of have our things, I guess. Mine's definitely a book.
Yeah.
Definitely a strong book.
It's
something to keep me inspired.
For sure, and not a bad way to shut your brain off at the end of a busy day. So.
Right.
Now, how does your band see the value of social media? Obviously we see you out and about on it, but what value do you put on that in terms of promotion and getting your stuff out there?
I'd say it's the highest value you can when it comes to that aspect. I mean, it's direct access with people, and it's pretty much your main platform how you communicate with people that enjoy your music. So extremely important.
Definitely. I would have to agree with you there. If you're not getting your fans to buy in to that side, then, in today's market, you're not doing your job as a musician, because it's, you're right, it does generate a lot of publicity for a band for sure. Now, when you guys aren't working on music, when you're not in the studio, what do you like to do for fun? I mean, obviously you've mentioned the reading, but is there something you guys like to get together to do when music is not necessarily at the forefront?
We're all pretty big into movies. I've recently found out I like skating.
That's awesome.
We kind of just hang, and just enjoy every aspect that we can. Really just hang out with friends, just do normal stuff. Go to movies, hang out with friends, everything like that. I don't think there's anything specific that we all really do, because music consumes so much time that we don't have that. We're just kind of hanging.
Right.
But which is really wicked in the grand scheme of it all.
Absolutely, absolutely. I have to agree with you there. Growing up in a music house, if it's not involving music, it's probably not happening in my house. That's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, in 20 words or less, describe Neon Dreams.
If you took Calvin Harris and Headley and put them together, what a splash of Imagine Dragons.
That's a pretty wicked description. And pretty accurate, I would say. Yeah. Good job.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Good
Kinda
job.
it, yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Corey. It's been a pleasure talking to you. We wish you all the best with your future successes and hope that, you can soak up as much Juno magic as possible in the next month or so. And, we hope to be there cheering you on and potentially covering, your slot at Juno Fest in April. So
Absolutely. We always appreciate the continued support. It's very
Awesome.
appreciated.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Good luck with everything. And, we look forward to hearing the new music that you've got coming when it comes out.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. This has been Nicole Wolfe from Canadian Beats, and we'll catch you next time.